hazardous waste in North Carolina. It should really make you angry that only one of these big generators is located in Rowan County, only two in Iredell, and only one in Granville County. The largest concentrations are in Mecklenburg and Guilford counties with 10 each. You could start with the Million Pounder Club, which are those corporations that generate 1 million or more pounds of hazardous waste every year. And I believe there are about 37 out of the 100 that fall into that category. You need to ask these corporations, are they treating their waste on site? How much? What method are they using? How much do they ship off-site and where? How much do they plan to reduce their waste this year? Do they support North Carolina being in the regional agreement? Would they use the incinerator, the solvent recovery unit? What plans do they have for totally handling their own hazardous waste on site? Would they want this facility in their backyard? What do they manufacture that generates this hazardous waste? How would they react to a public boycott of their products? Let them know that your community is not willing to accept the health risk of burning their poisons. Ask them what alternatives they have considered. Remind them that these are their wastes and their responsibility to manage them safely. This is not the responsibility of state government or the taxpayers of North Carolina. Citizen support for your fight must be broadened to other areas of the state. Contact your relatives and friends in other counties and ask them to become involved in the election process by asking incumbents and challengers alike where they stand on the hazardous waste issue. It is time also to begin to work on a statewide referendum to allow citizens of North Carolina to vote on hazardous waste issues. We have lost too many of our democratic freedoms through the Martin administration's current plan to trash North Carolina. Our air in our state is already the 10th most toxic in the nation. With the current trend, we could soon become number 1. Would you like to have a bumper sticker that read, North Carolina, 50th in education, 1st in toxic air? A lady in Rock Hill, South Carolina, who has been battling thermal chem for many years, came up with a new battle cry for North Carolina when she saw on TV a huge caravan of state troopers that descended on the citizens of Iredell, Rowan, and Granville counties when so many of you blocked entrances to the two sites. She said, the new motto should be, we are North Carolinians, we breathe this air. This is not China. This is not Tiananmen Square. You must not give in to a governor who cares only about big business. You must never subject your children to the hazards of incineration and the groundwater contamination that comes from leaking landfills. You must not allow our state to become the nation's toxic dump. The biggest crisis since The Civil War faces North Carolina right now. This is the crisis of a state government without credibility. A crisis of a state government ruled by the business and industry lobbies. A crisis of a state that is doomed if the people do not regain control over their own lives. We have a crisis of government where our state officials team up with a rotten corporation like Thermochem and try to slam dunk this monster of an incinerator into your community. Our new motto must be, if the people will lead, eventually the leaders will follow. Thank you.
Thank Grady. Pretty beautiful job. Certainly was, yes, sir. Like that high voice singing there too. I wish I could do that. I got a quick announcement I need to make here. WREL Television's van is being blocked in, and we would like very much for them to be unblocked so they can get this on the news this evening. There's a red Camaro, license number DNC 7181. Red Camaro, license number DNC 7181. If you could please move your car, or if we could get volunteers to move it for you. We'll take care of that, but they do need to get out. They have a deadline they've got to make, and we would appreciate it if y'all would take care of that and help them out. Want to remind anyone that is associated with voter registration to please come to the information table so we can be sure we have that covered. And also we need to remind everybody that we are here at the lake, and everybody's been doing a good job. We just want to remind you that we need to keep an eye on our children so we don't lose anybody in the water today. Things going along just fine. I'm going to mention just a few of the people that have helped us out here today. First of all, I'd like to thank Freeway Sound, the sound company that has provided all the wonderful sound. It does sound good, doesn't it? They make a musician's job really easy, and they help us out a lot. Very easy to work with, and we certainly appreciate everything they've done for us. We have some other folks here that helped us out, some other businesses around. Food Line has helped us. Piggly Wiggly, Sybil's Restaurant, Bob's Barbecue, Cock of the Walk Restaurant, Jack's Best Buy in Butner, The Depot, Waffle House, Stockton and Strong, Associated Scaffolders. I want to thank them a lot for providing the shade. The Butner Creedmoor News. Yeah, always. Big hand for those folks. Coleman Publishing. Golston Lumber. Our wonderful chef, Mr. Sammy Parrott, who's done another knockout job again today. I want to thank Sammy. He's the reason all of you are here. We know it. Stateway Sprinkler Company, Circle Plaza Forest, and Creative Textiles. And also, I don't know how many of you all were here the last time, but the stage is a little different this time than it was the last time. It is sticky. I have to agree with Jim Williams from the Midnight Stage, but that's all right. We don't have any cloggers today, so we're okay. Anyway, I want to thank the people that contributed to the construction of this. Perry Tunstall, first of all, who is our construction foreman, came down here and knocked himself out again, did another fine job expanding the stage. Also, Triangle Renovators, Fisher Construction, Doug Fisher came out and gave us a big hand. Yeah, let's have a big round of applause. Joe Knight, Mike Farrell, who came down. I know Mike's work. He does nice work. And Mark Daly. And I believe I've gotten everybody here. If I overlooked anybody, let me know, and we'll make it up to them. Also, need to thank a couple of people. Mike Arnold, once again, whose brainchild this is, I think. We can give Mike a big round of applause. Done a fine job. Great motivator. Jan Harris, once again, for handling our wonderful food and distribution. Of course, all the fine folks that contributed food. We have some wonderful desserts and different things, and it's delicious, and thank you all. Very good. Glenda Harris, who's done a bang-up job lining up our speaker. Glenda Harris, excuse me. Glenda Whitefield, who's done a bang-up job getting all our speakers in here today. And of course, we want to thank all the musicians who've given their time and coming out and putting on some beautiful music for you. I tell you what, I just think it's better than it was last time. And I thought it was great last time. I played last time. Okay, I'm going to introduce Glenda again, and she's going to carry on with the speaking program. So, thank you very much.
Well, today is definitely a day of coming together as Granville and Iredell Rowan counties unite with musicians and friends from all over the state to say we are of one voice and we say no to any incinerator in North Carolina, and that is definite. So I'd like for you to welcome a speaker from the Rice Group in Iredell Rowan County. His name is John Onsrud, and he's from Rowan Iredell Citizens for a Clean Environment. Please make him welcome.
Thank you, Glenda. I think we ought to, Randy did such a good job of thanking everybody else. I think we need to thank Randy Goodnight, too, for all the everything he's done for this. You know, this really is amazing what is going on here today. This may be a first. I don't know if ever, any time before, there have been two counties that are in the running, down to the last two, for a hazardous waste facility or any type of facility like this, that have actually come together and done this sort of thing. I think it's great. This may be a world record, and I think we all ought to be proud of that. And what we're doing here today is real important because the state is counting on us to fight each other. They don't want us to spend our time and energy fighting the real battle. They don't want us to know that the battle is in Raleigh. They want us to think that we should fight with each other. And that's why they always take it down to two counties now. Used to be they would just pick one. They say, hey, let's build this thing and put it there. Well, then they don't have the opportunity to get two counties to fight each other. And so what we're doing today is important, real important. And I tell you what, there's going to be some people mad when they cut on the TV tonight or when they pick up their paper in the morning, and they're going to go, what? These people are down there having fun together. They're visiting with each other. What is going on here? This is the last thing they wanted to see. So it's important. Now, and that's just one of the reasons that I was really pleased when Mike Arnold called me up a couple weeks ago and said, hey, we're going to do this thing, and we sure would like to get a band or so from down there and invite all your people up. It'd be really a great idea. And so I thought I was really excited about it. We had things going pretty good, but then something went wrong. A little over a week ago, Rowan County Manager Tim Russell, pretending he was speaking for the people of Iredell and Rowan County, put a big article in the paper, said, hey, this thing ought to be on state land. How about up there in Granville County? I'm thinking, oh no! Stupid idea, but I just want y'all to know this in no way reflects the sentiment of the people of Iredell and Rowan County. I know it. I know that because I'm with these people. I'm in the thick of the fight. And Tim Russell, he's never there, so he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know how we feel. But anyway, it had me pretty scared. I called Mike last Monday morning. I said, Mike, are we going to get tarred and feathered if we come down there? He said, no, John, no, don't worry about it. He said, we know what's going on. We know this is politics. This could have happened by design because the state wants us to fight each other. And we've showed them today that that's not what's going to happen. So I think that we should be really proud of that. I'm glad we didn't get tarred and feathered. That wouldn't have been much fun. And we just really, really appreciate you having us down here. Remember, keep up the fight. This is what we got to do. We've got to expand. We've got to get together. We've got to show the rest of the people in the state of North Carolina that something's going wrong here. When they see us get together, they're going to go, well, maybe there's something to this. These aren't just people who are upset about something in their backyard. These people are upset about the issue, and they know what the issue is, and they know who the enemy is. So we got to get together. We got to stay together. We got to bring the rest of the state in with us, change their opinion, because the only thing that's going to get us out of this mess is a change in the law. And that can... Change in the law can happen three ways. These people down there in Raleigh can just decide to change their mind. I don't think that's going to happen. A judge could tell them this law is unconstitutional, it infringes unduly on people's rights. That's a possibility. That could happen. But I think the best shot we've got, the best shot of all, is to show the people in Raleigh that everybody in North Carolina is together. We're united on this. We know what we want, and we got to educate them on this issue, because ultimately the legislature, they're not leaders. They follow the will of the people. So if it is our will that this process be stopped and they take some sort of sensible look at toxic use reduction, then we will win this battle. And once again, I want to thank you very much for inviting us down here today. I think this is great. We're having a big time. And thank everybody for coming out. And have a nice day. Keep up the fight.
Big hand for John Arthur. Our next speaker is from Rural Advancement Fund, and she's going to kind of follow along with some of the another line of the same ideas that John was speaking on. She's involved in both the hazardous and the radioactive waste issues, and she's going to share with us an overview of the similarities and why we need to be concerned about both of these issues as well. She's also going to shed some further light on our involvement in changing the governmental process. So I'd like for you to welcome Margaret Held from Rural Advancement Fund.
Hi. Actually, I call myself Margaret Beebe, even though I'm married to Rick Held, but I kept my own name. Anyway, my husband and I both live in Chatham County, where they're currently trying to site a radioactive landfill. We also, like she said, work for the Rural Advancement Fund, which has made it its business to fight radioactive dumps and hazardous waste incinerators statewide. So I'm really excited this chance to look at all these folks that I know we're going to win. The funny thing is, to me, though, it's fascinating to me how the politicians are blind to what folks like us can see so clearly. I mean, for instance, they can't see that the issue of radioactive waste and hazardous waste might somehow be related. For instance, I know that a lot of the politicians who voted for the agreement that got us into having a hazardous waste incinerator voted against a compact to get us to have radioactive